This is a Nissan Leaf 2011 model, and this is the key. It's basically a keyless system. You just hold the key anywhere within range of the car and it starts. That's pretty much how all the newer cars are designed. So just put the key down here and we're going to push this little button here to start the car. And you can see all my meters come up here. And I've driven the car already probably about 50 miles or 40 miles today. And I'm going to reset my trip over here. We have our trip meter here. And go over here. We'll reset trip A. So I'm 30 miles. That's how you reset the trip. And over here we've got our touch panel, our menu here. We can get our energy information, how much energy the car is using. You can see here that as I drive, this is going to tell me exactly how much energy I'm pulling from the electric motor. And when I regen, it's going to go in reverse here. It's going to show this meter going downward, and this is my total driving ranges of today. And I can reset this if I want to. Average, this tells you how many miles per kilowatt hour you're getting. It's basically how efficient you're driving the car, and I can reset that, and we'll just go for a little ride and see how energy efficient I can drive. This is a history of your driving efficiency, how many miles per kilowatt hour on the pack. There's a 24 kilowatt hour pack in this car. So I'm getting roughly around 100-mile range driving the way I am right now. It's basically 4 mile per kilowatt hour. There's 24 kilowatt in the pack, so I'm getting almost 24 times 5, so it's almost 100 miles. Energy usage right now. Let's back to this screen again, and then we'll put the car in reverse, and we can see that it has an alignment meter that comes up, and it'll start if I go off. See how when you turn the car, see how it lines your car, make sure that you're going straight back, and there's like a little beeping noise if you can hear it. It alerts people that I'm backing up because there's no noise coming from the engine. See that when I'm driving, the electric motor usage is going up. When I push on the accelerator, when I let go of the accelerator, it goes back into the battery, which is what it's doing now. See, it's showing. See that I've got a range indicator over here as well, right here, that tells me how much range I have left on the pack. It's got a little meter that shows basically the level of your battery. It's like a cell phone cell phone battery meter. I will be doing a range test on this. So this video will also include a full range test, driving anywhere between about 40 and 50 miles an hour, going the speed limit around where I live. So you'll have an idea of what kind of range you actually get in real life. I'm going about 45 right now. You can see as as I'm driving, this gives me a readout of how many miles per kilowatt hour I'm getting as I'm driving, and my driving habits change. That average also changes, and it keeps a history of that information, so you can see about, you can improve your driving habits. I drive a Prius, so I'm already kind of a very, very light-footed driver for the most part. And it's got the readout here of how efficient your driving habits are, and over here, if you see at the top, there's a little circle, and as I let off the gas, that circle goes full and half as I become less and more efficient as a driver. You can see I've got the brakes on right now, and I see the circle going down and up. So that also keeps track of your efficiency. Get on film too. There's a little on the dashboard. There's this little zero emission button over here, and if you push that, it's going to give you all kinds of options here, like give you a listing of charging stations. So if I hit this, so near current location. So I hit this, and then it's going to search for any charging stations by. You can see on the right-hand display next to each listing, it tells you what it is. If it's charging or gas and electric too. It looks like these are all electric charging stations. And if you go back and look at your, also gives you a driving range indicator that is built into the map, into the GPS system. It tells you where you are, and it gives you like a light circle and a dark circle that tells you basically your range. And I'm sure you can probably zoom in on that too to see specifically where you can actually get to on what you have, what charge you have left. I have showing about 31 miles left. I've driven almost 58 miles on this particular charge, and yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show from pretty much a whole day of driving the Nissan Leaf. Probably the last 4 hours of driving. You can see I've got about 6 miles left on the battery. When I started, the meter showed I had about 102 miles. And what I've actually driven, I've also been doing performance tests and accelerating pretty heavily on the gas pedal almost every time. You know, the last 20 minutes, 30 miles or so, I've been every time the light turns green, I've been basically flooring it. So I've been putting a lot of pressure on the battery over the last 30 miles or so. So I probably lost some of my range. And you can see here that showing my battery is low. I've got 6 miles left, and I started out, the trip indicator showed 1,000 miles on the odometer. So I've driven about 72, 73 miles so far, and I'll probably be doing more range tests, going about 45 tomorrow. I was doing probably going around anywhere between 45 and 65 miles an hour. Do a little performance test here, 0 to 60 from a start. So we're gonna hold it still. Start right now. About 0 to 60 in 10 seconds. Here, that's pretty good. Right on the side here, for opening the charging port, this pops the front open. And then this opens up right here. This is a dual port, so we have the 120 here with the orange marking, and then a 240 over here. And it supposedly charges up in 6 hours with the 240, and I think anywhere between 16 and 20 hours on the 120 volt charging port. So we're going to try the 120 and see how long it takes. Now that I have a 0, I've got basically the batteries down to almost nothing. Basically down to like 3 miles. So I'm going to see how long it takes to charge. It's about 7 o'clock right now, p.m. It's about 6:55 p.m. I'm going to plug it in right now and see how long it takes in reality. So I'm going to be able to get. So 7 p.m. last night, and now it is 9:42 p.m. So about 14 hours charge gave me almost full range here. I've got almost a full charge. So that's interesting. Pleasure of test driving the Nissan Leaf 2011 model over the past 2 days. I borrowed it from the dealership. And I basically got the car at about, it had 1,000 miles on it on the odometer. Now it's got about 127 miles. So the first day, heavy driving. I got, putting a lot of stress on the accelerator pedal. I probably got about I want to say I had 7 miles left, and I had gone about 76 miles. So I drove about a little over 82 miles, and I'm not sure if that was a full charge I got from the dealer, but anyways, I am positive I've got a full charge right now in this vehicle. The charger had shut off and had been charging all night. I got a full charge of 100 miles, it shows here. And I'm going to reset the trip meter here for trip A, and it's set to 0 right now, so I'm going to just start driving and see how many miles I can get out of this. Going right around the speed limit, 5 over maybe. Over here, it shows I've got, over the past couple days I've got an average of about 4.4 miles per kilowatt hour. It's got a 24 kilowatt hour pack in it. So I'm expecting probably that number right here that you see should be probably accurate. So I'm going to just start driving it now, and I'll stop the camera and turn the camera back on when I've gotten it down to probably about maybe 10 miles left, because I don't think I want to push it all the way down. I think if I do it by 10 miles, I'll have a really good idea of what kind of range it gets without using climate control. Now, once again, this is driving the EV Nissan Leaf without climate control turned on. So I'm not going to do any tests with climate control on. I just don't have time to do that right now. If I ever do get a chance to own one of these, I will do it, and that everybody can see what difference you get when you have climate control on. So anyhow, this camera will go back on when that number, however many miles I can drive on one charge. Here it goes. So speed limit over there is 45, 40, and I'm doing 45 here once again. Went about 5 over. It's consistent. This is Grand Avenue at Lake Villa. So 40 mile per hour speed zone. I'm going about 45, 46. Once again, I'm not driving like a granny to get this kind of range. Expressway on Route 41, and the speed limit's about 55 here. I'm going a little bit over the speed limit. I'm not going in the left lane or anything, but I'm going 60 and a 55, so it's reasonably, I'm moving along reasonably well here. I'm not being too much of a bogey driver. So this morning with I reset trip A, and it was at 0, and I've driven 60 miles, and I've kept the viewer up to date on what route I was taking. I was on Route 41 going about 60. The whole trip I probably went anywhere between 45 and 60, and it's still showing I have a 31 mile range. This morning it showed I had 105 miles remaining, so that that range indicator is pretty accurate. Okay, so that's it. Oh, the fuel efficiency too, the energy. That's route, energy info, energy economy. Looks like I've got, for the whole trip, I've got average of 4.9 mile per kilowatt hour. And history, it looks like that I've been averaging pretty much that since I've been driving the car. So I did reset this yesterday for the whole day of driving. I've got almost a little over 4 miles per kilowatt hour. So it's pretty accurate.